Hello students, in the last class I have started amines topic. In that amines we have discussed about introduction and classification and structure as well as nomenclature of amines. In today's class, that is lecture number 2, will continue with the remaining part of nomenclature. Of course, in the last class we have completed nomenclature of primary as well as secondary amines. In today's class, we'll start with the nomenclature of tertiary amines. For that purpose, as usual, we'll take 3 columns. In the first column, we'll take compound, and in the second column, common name, nothing but a trivial name, and in the last column, we'll take IUPAC name. Alright, the simplest example of tertiary amine is like this. Nitrogen is connected with 3 methyl groups. Nitrogen is connected with 3 methyl groups is example of tertiary amine. Why? Because the nitrogen is connected with 3 alkyl groups, nothing but 3 carbon atoms. 100% it is a tertiary amines example only. Now, before we'll going to write its common name, we'll write its IUPAC name first. Then how to write IUPAC name? Very simple. Then out of 3 methyl groups, here the thing is all are same groups only. If all are same groups, what we have to do? Any one group we have to consider as parent group, parent chain. Remaining 2 groups will be considered as just branches only. Now I am taking this methyl is part of parent chain. Remaining 2 methyl groups are considered as just branches only. Of course, both methyl groups are connected to nitrogen. That will write its IUPAC name. How to write? Means N, N. Here N for nitrogen, remember. N for nitrogen. Both methyl groups are connected to nitrogen only. That's why 2 times I have mentioned N. Right. N, N dimethyl. N dimethyl. And in the remaining parent chain it includes just 1 carbon only. That's why meth plus ane plus amine. Methanamine. N dimethyl methanamine is its IUPAC name. Methanamine, right? Okay, we'll write its common name. Wait, we'll take one more example. Another example is like this. Nitrogen is connected with 3 ethyl groups. 1 it is, and it is a second ethyl group, and it is a third ethyl group. Of course, 3 ethyl groups are connected. It is also tertiary amine only, because nitrogen is connected directly with the 3 alkyl groups, tertiary amine. Here also we'll write its IUPAC name first. IUPAC name is quite similar to this example only. Here also all 3 are same. Any one group will consider as parent chain. This I am taking it as parent chain. Remaining 2 groups are just branches only. And here both the groups are connected to nitrogen. That's why its name is N, N. It is ethyl, it is also ethyl only. Both ethyl groups are connected to nitrogen. That's why N diethyl. And its parent chain is 2 carbons. Chain is parent chain. That is ethanamine. That's all. Okay. Then here one important thing is, as far as the tertiary amines are concerned, common name is almost similar to its IUPAC name. That you have to remember. Particularly in case of tertiary amines, its common name is almost similar to IUPAC name. Then okay, based on our previous knowledge, what is its common name? Then its common name is, it is methyl, it is also methyl, it is also methyl. That's why what we can expect here means, we can expect like this, trimethyl, then trimethyl, and of course amine, trimethylamine. Trimethylamine is of course correct only, but authentic appropriate common name is like this. Or instead of trimethylamine, we can write its common name based on IUPAC name like this. See here. Here also N, dimethyl. N dimethyl. That was methanamine. It is methylamine. That's it. Methylamine. methyl amine, because common name is in the form of alkyl amine, IUPAC name in the form of alkanamine. That's why it is a methanamine, it is a methyl amine. I'll repeat, as far as the tertiary amines are concerned, particularly in case of a common system, trivial system, its name is similar to IUPAC name. Then here IUPAC name already known to you. Instead of alkanamine, instead of methanamine, we have to write methylamine. That's it. Or we can also write like this. But instead of that, instead of this name, we'll prefer this name only. Okay. Then another example. Another example is, say it is ethyl group, ethyl group, ethyl group. Triethylamine. We can write triethylamine. Or according to IUPAC system, we will write N comma N diethyl, N diethyl. Its name is ethylamine. That was ethanamine, ethylamine. And, like this, particularly for tertiary amines, common name is almost similar to IUPAC name. Okay, we'll take some more examples. That is, nitrogen has connected with two methyl groups and one ethyl group. Means here all groups are not same. Here two methyl groups are there, one ethyl group is there. Of course, it is also tertiary amine only, no doubt. First, we'll write its IUPAC name. After IUPAC name, we'll go to common name. Then what is its IUPAC name? Very simple. It is methyl group, it is methyl group, it is ethyl group. Then out of these three groups, only one group is considered as parent chain. Which group is considered as parent chain means in parent chain, number of carbons should be maximum. That's why this two carbons group is considered as parent chain. This is our parent chain. If it is parent chain, what about these two methyl groups? Of course, branches. Both methyl groups are connected to nitrogen. Therefore, its IUPAC name is like this. Both are methyl groups only. Therefore, N comma N dimethyl. N dimethyl, and its IUPAC name is two carbons chain. That is ethanamine. Ethanamine. Right. N dimethyl ethanamine is its IUPAC name. Then what is common name? What is common name? Then based on our previous knowledge, what we can write? We will write like this. These two are methyl, it is ethyl. According to alphabetical order means ethyl dimethyl amine. Ethyl dimethyl amine. But we are not using that name. Instead of that, we will write its common name, which is similar to IUPAC name. That's why its IUPAC, its common name is N comma N dimethyl. N dimethyl. Instead of ethanamine, we will write ethylamine. Ethylamine. Tertiary amines, common name is almost similar to IUPAC name. In IUPAC name, we will use alkanamine, but in common name, we will use alkyl amine. That is the only difference. Right. One more example. C2H5, and here I am taking a CH2, CH3. Right. It is also 100% tertiary amine, no doubt. Now we will write first its IUPAC name. After IUPAC name, we will go to common name. See here, it is ethyl group, ethyl group. Then here we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 butyl group. Two ethyl groups, one is a butyl group. Then which is parent chain? Obviously, more carbon atoms chain is considered as parent chain. Then the remaining two groups are just branches only. And of course, both the branches are connected to nitrogen. Therefore, its IUPAC name is like this. N comma N diethyl. N diethyl, and its parent chain is 4 carbons are present. That's why but plus ane plus amine. But instead of that, will give numbering to the parent chain. From where we will start numbering? Functional group attached carbon we are giving number 1. It is number 2. It is number 3. It is number 4. That's why its complete IUPAC name is N, N diethyl butane, but plus ane, butane, we'll write butane. Last letter E will be removed. In place of last letter E, we'll write 1-amine. Butane 1-amine is its complete IUPAC name. I'll repeat. 2 ethyl groups, 1 normal butyl group because it is a straight chain. And functional group attached carbon we have given number 1, 2, 3, 4. And these 2 are just branches. Of course, both are connected to nitrogen. That's why N, N diethyl butane 1-amine is its IUPAC name. Butane means we have removed last letter E of primary suffix and in place of E we have substituted secondary suffix, that is 1-amine. Then of course, what is its common name? Common name is quite similar to IUPAC name. We can guess them like this. N, yeah, N, diethyl, N, diethyl. That was butanamine, it is butylamine. Butylamine. Which butylamine? Because here all carbons are in the straight chain. That's why it is a normal butylamine. Normal, nothing but N. N for normal. It is not capital N. It is just a small n only. This n, a lot of difference is there. This n is representing nitrogen, but this n is representing normal, nothing but straight. That's why its name is N, N diethyl butylamine is its common name. Right. Like this, tertiary amines, common names will be similar to their corresponding IUPAC names. Now we'll discuss some more examples. Suppose if you take CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2 NH2. Of course, it is a primary amine. Why? Because the NH2 functional group is there. It is absolutely primary amine. And first we will write its IUPAC name. What is the IUPAC name? Functional group attached carbon is number 1. It is number 2. It is number 3. That's why in the parent chain we will have 3 carbon atoms. That's why prop. Prop is root word. Prop. Second carbon is having there is a ene double bond. Prop plus 2 ene ene. I'll repeat. It is a root word, primary suffix. Root word, primary suffix, and at the same time we'll have functional group, that is nothing but a secondary suffix is also there. That is 1-amine. 1-amine. Here also secondary suffix is started with A, E, I, O, U. From primary suffix, last letter E will be terminated. Therefore, its name is prop. 2-ene 1-amine is its IUPAC name. Prop 2-ene 1-amine. Prop 2-ene 1-amine. Then what is its common name? Common name is direct, one group is there, that is CH2 double bond CH single bond CH2. This group in common system, it is called as allyl. A-L-L-Y-L, allyl. That's why allyl amine, that's it. Allyl amine is its common name. Allyl amine. Next example is CH2 taken 6 NH2. What is its IUPAC name as well as common name? Okay, before that we'll just recall. CH4 is of course methane. If you remove one hydrogen, you will get CH3. It is called as methyl. Methane, methyl. From methyl, if you remove one more hydrogen, then you will get a CH2 group. And this CH2 group is called as methylene. It is methyl, methylene. That's why we will write then this compound common name will write first. What is its common name? Hexamethylene. CH2 is called as methylene. Hexamethylene diamine. Hexamethylene diamine. Methylene diamine is its common name. Then what is IUPAC name? We'll do one thing. IUPAC name purpose. This CH2 group, all 6 CH2s will write clearly like this: NH2, CH2, 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 CH2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. NH2. Now we'll write its IUPAC name. IUPAC purpose, we have to give the numbering. From which side we'll start numbering? Any side you can start. Because if you start at number 1, then first carbon is having functional group. If you start from right side also, first carbon is having functional group. From any direction you can start 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of course. Now, it's IUPAC name. IUPAC name purpose, what we are doing now, total 6 carbons are there, that's why hex. Carbon single bond is there, ane. Hexane, hex plus ane. And first carbon is having functional group amine, sixth carbon is also having functional group amine. That's why 1,6 diamine. 1,6 diamine. And here one important thing is, when more than one similar functional groups are present, then from primary suffix last letter E should not be terminated. That is very important point. Repeat, if more than one functional group, that is same functional groups are present, from primary suffix we should not remove last letter E. We have to keep as it is. Therefore its complete name is hexane. Hexane including of last letter E. Hexane 1,6-diamine is its IUPAC name. Right. Now we'll discuss some aromatic compounds examples. Aromatic amines. In that, the simplest example of aromatic amine is of course benzene ring with NH2. Benzene ring with NH2. We'll write common name as well as IUPAC name. Common name, IUPAC name. Here one important thing you just remember, that is, as far as aromatic compounds are concerned, generally common name itself considered as IUPAC name. I'll repeat. As far as aromatic compounds are concerned, then the common name itself considered as IUPAC name. No any specific IUPAC name for aromatic compounds. See here, benzene with NH2, its common name is aniline. Aniline is its common name. In IUPAC also will call it as aniline only. Aniline, no doubt. Or according to IUPAC rule, we can also call like this. That is benzene plus amine. Here also last letter E we are removing, and if you substitute amine, its name is benzenamine. Benzenamine is obtained. That's why here important point is, particularly if you take this compound in common system, we have to call it as always aniline only. In IUPAC system, we can call it as either aniline or benzenamine. But in maximum cases we will use aniline name only. Benzenamine also we can use, particularly in IUPAC. That's why in case of IUPAC we can use either this name or this name, doesn't matter. But maximum cases we will use aniline only. Right. Now we will take some more examples. Here I will give you 3 compounds at a time. Benzene ring, NH2, CH3. Next, it's below again. Benzene ring, NH2 CH3, again benzene ring NH2 CH3, three compounds given to you. Now we'll write both common name as well as IUPAC name. Right, okay. First we'll write its common name. But before we'll going to write its common name, we'll recall when a benzene ring is having a only methyl group, its name is a toluene. Toluene. But in our, in this case, benzene ring is having NH2 group as well as NH2 as well as CH3 groups are present. That's why particularly to this compound will have a specific common name that is called as toluidine. Toluidine. It is a toluidine. It is also toluidine. It is also toluidine. I'll repeat. Toluidine. But if I ask to write toluidine structure, some of our friends will write this one, some will write this one, some will write this one. That's why only toluidine is incomplete name. Then we have to add something. We have to write as prefix something, that is here both the groups are adjacent to each other. Or to this main functional group, NH2 is the main functional group. To this main functional group, CH3 group is present at ortho position. Okay, that's why its name is ortho-toluidine. It will come ortho-toluidine. And to the main functional group, our CH3 group is present at a meta position. That's why it is a meta-toluidine. And to the main functional group NH2, CH3 group is present at para position. That's why its name is para-toluidine. I'll repeat: ortho-toluidine, meta-toluidine, para-toluidine are the common names. One more important point you just remember, that is, as far as aromatic compounds are concerned, ortho, meta, para names when we are using, that should be always a common system. We will not use ortho, meta, para in IUPAC names. I repeat, in IUPAC system, ortho word, meta word, para word will not be used. Right. Now, what are IUPAC names for these compounds? We'll see them. Very simple. This is our main group. To the main group, CH3 is present at its ortho position, of course. Now, in case of IUPAC system, we will write numbering to the ring. From where we'll start numbering? Of course, we'll start numbering from the main group only, number 1. Main group is NH2, remember. CH2 is not a main group. NH2 is main group. That's why NH2 attached carbon is number 1. CH3 attached carbon is number 2. Therefore, its name is 2-methyl. 2-methyl. Then the remaining body, 2-methyl after completion, remaining body is of course aniline or benzenamine. 2-methyl aniline. 2-methyl aniline or 2-methyl benzenamine also we can write. Then its name 1, 2, 3. 3-methyl aniline. 3-methyl aniline or 3-methyl benzenamine. Next 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. 4-methyl aniline. 4-methyl aniline. That's why when we are using numbers like 2, 3, 4, that is 100% IUPAC system only. When we are using ortho, meta, para words, that is also 100% common system only. Right. Now I will give you some more examples of aromatic compounds, that is benzene ring, of course, NH2 group, and here instead of only CH3, I will give you here OCH3 group. OCH3 group I am writing. Right. Okay. Then we'll just recall then. If a benzene ring is having only OCH3 group, If a benzene ring is having only OCH3 group, then this compound is called as anisole. Anisole. Now, in this structure, OCH3 is there as well as NH2 is there. OCH3 as well as NH2. Again, NH2 is our main group. Okay, and here both are adjacent to each other. Both are ortho to each other. Therefore, its name is ortho. When NH2 and OCH3 both are present, then its common name is anicidin. Ortho anicidin, and it is a meta-anicidin, and it is a para-anicidin. I'll repeat. When a benzene ring is having both NH2 as well as OCH3 groups, its common name is considered as anicidin. And here OCH3 is at ortho position, it is at meta position, it is at para position. Now we'll go to IUPAC names. IUPAC means again we have to give numbering. 1, 2. Then it is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Now here 2-methoxy aniline. 2-methoxy aniline or 2-methoxy benzenamine. Then this one 3-methoxy aniline. And it is 4-methoxy aniline or 4-methoxy benzenamine. Right. Means if NH2 and OCH3 both the groups are present, then it is called as anicidin. Right. Now we'll go to some more examples. Suppose if a benzene ring is having NH2 and Br, then we'll write both common name as well as IUPAC name. Then it is of course main functional group. Br is just like branch type only. To this main group, it is at para position. That's why its name is para-bromo aniline. Para-bromo aniline is absolutely IUPAC name. Then what is the para-bromo aniline is a common name, not IUPAC name. Then what is IUPAC name? In case of IUPAC system, we have to give numbering to the ring. We'll start numbering from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-bromo. We can use aniline word. 4-bromo aniline or 4-bromo benzenamine also we can use. Right. Next. And para, ortho, meta words will come only in the common system. That is very important. And numbering we are using means that is 100% IUPAC system only. Right. Next example is like this. First of all, we will identify which amine it is. It is tertiary amine because nitrogen is connected with the 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms. It is a tertiary amine. Then in case of tertiary amine, IUPAC name, common names almost similar. That already we have learned. That's why first I will give you its IUPAC name. What is its IUPAC name? Very simple. It is also branch. Both branches are connected to nitrogen. Parent chain is this one. This is the parent chain. Therefore, its IUPAC name is N, dimethyl. NN dimethyl. Because this methyl is connected to nitrogen. This methyl also connected to nitrogen. NN dimethyl. Our main parent chain is aniline. Aniline we can write, or benzenamine also we can write. Doesn't matter. Aniline or benzenamine. NN dimethyl aniline or benzenamine. Then what is common name? Common name, IUPAC name almost similar for tertiary amines because it is a tertiary amine. Then what is common name? Means same. N, dimethyl, right? Aniline dimethyl. Next, what is the parent compound? Aniline. Aniline only we write here. Aniline. Because aniline word we can use in common system as well as IUPAC system, but benzenamine word will use only in IUPAC system. We should not use benzenamine word here. Once again, aniline we can use in IUPAC system, and but benzenamine we can use IUPAC system as well as common system, but in case of benzenamine, that word we have to use particularly in IUPAC system. That's why NN dimethyl aniline, NN dimethyl aniline or NN dimethyl benzenamine in case of IUPAC. Right. This is about nomenclature of various components in amines topic. We have learned like primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines, and some aromatic amines also. Right. Next we will discuss about isomerism in amines. Isomerism in amines. Right. Our amines exhibits total. Number 1, chain isomerism. Number 2, position isomerism. Number 3, functional isomerism. And number 4, metamerism. Now we have to discuss about these 4 types of isomerisms which are exhibited by amines components. Chain isomerism exhibits, position isomerism also exhibits, functional isomerism exhibits, as well as metamerism is also exhibited by amines. Okay, one by one we will discuss clearly. First, chain isomerism. Number 1, chain isomerism. Definition I think already known to you because we have learned in our first year organic chemistry. Definition is like this: components are having same molecular formula but difference in the parent chain. If a parent chain is different, that is called as, they are called as chain isomers. Of course, the phenomenon is called as chain isomerism. Now, here especially as far as amines are concerned, particularly aliphatic amines, if you see, aliphatic amines which contains 4 or more than 4 carbon atoms compounds exhibits chain isomerism. Aliphatic compounds which contains 4 or more than 4 carbon atoms compounds only exhibits chain isomerism. I will give one example. Chain isomerism examples, we will see the examples. CH3, CH2, 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 NH2. Here we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. And of course its name, common name, IUPAC name, everything already known to you. Now, here in the parent chain we will have total 4 carbon atoms. Now we will write its corresponding isomers. Isomers are like this: CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, NH2. First we will check it whether both are having the same molecular formula or not, because as far as isomerism is concerned, compulsory the isomers should have same molecular formula. Therefore we will count then 1, 2, 3, 4, C4. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, C4. Hydrogens will count 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, H11. Here also 3, 6, 7, 9, 11, H11. 1 nitrogen. There also 1 nitrogen. Means both are having, of course, the same molecular formula. Then one more example we will take. CH3, 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 NH2. First we will check it whether that compound also having the same molecular formula or not. We will see then 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons, C4, 3, 6, 9, 11, H11, N of course. Means all these 3 compounds are having quite same molecular formula, that is C4, H11, N. Then question arises here: why they are called as chain isomers? Why they are chain isomers? Chain isomers means same molecular formula, their parent chain should be different. Whether these three compounds parent chain is different or not. Very simple. Here we'll write its IUPAC name, then we'll understand easily. Here NH2 attached carbon is number 1, 2, 3, 4. Its IUPAC name is but. But plus ane plus 1 amine. That's why butane. Butane 1 amine is its IUPAC name. Means in the parent chain we'll have 4 carbon atoms. Come here. Here we'll write its IUPAC name. NH2 attached carbon is number 1. It is number 2. It is number 3. It is just a branch. It's not part and parcel of parent chain. That's why its IUPAC name is 2-methyl. 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 In the parent chain will have only 3 carbons. Prop. Ane. Propane. Of course. Propane. Last letter E will be removed and 1 amine. Next. This compound IUPAC name. 1, 2, 3. Therefore 2-methyl. 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 And propane. Propane, and second carbon is having amine group, that's why propane 2 amine. Right. We can also tell their common names also. These three are IUPAC names. We can also write common names. What are the common names? Means it is N-butylamine. N for normal butylamine. It is isobutylamine. It is a tertiary butylamine. Common names. Okay. Then why they are called as chain isomers? Very simple. All three are having the same molecular formula, but their parent chain is different. How their parent chain is different means here 4 carbons are present, here 3 carbons are present, here also 3 carbons are present. That's why they are examples of chain isomers. Therefore, amines are showing chain isomerism. Right. Next, we'll go to second one, that is a position isomerism. Position isomerism. How to define position isomerism? Same, compounds are having the same molecular formula but differ in the position of their branch, substituent or functional group. Right. Here, as far as amines are concerned, as far as aliphatic amines are concerned, which contains 3 or more carbon atoms, amines shows position isomerism. We'll see examples. CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2 and CH3, CH, NH2, CH3. Then first we'll check whether both are having the same molecular formula or not. 1, 2, 3, C3, 1, 2, 3, C3 of course. 3, 5, 7, 9, H9, 3, 6, 7, 9, H9. 1 nitrogen. Both are having a 1 nitrogen atom, of course. Yes, both are having the same molecular formula. Then what is the difference? Difference purpose, we'll write its IUPAC name. Means here a functional group attached carbon is number 1. It is 2. It is 3. That's why its IUPAC name is propane. Propane. Last letter E will be removed. Propane 1 amine. Means here amine has attached to this carbon. Come here. 1, 2, 3. Propane. Propane 2 amine. Now you can guess easily. Here a functional group attached carbon is 1. Here a functional group attached carbon is 2. Position is different. Which position? Functional group attached carbon position is different. That's it. That's why both are examples of position isomerism. Not only this one. Not only this one. In nomenclature, just now we have discussed NH2, CH3, NH2, CH3 and NH2, CH3. These three also will be considered as position isomerism examples only. There is a orthotoluidine, metatoluidine, paratoluidine are also examples of position isomerism. Right. Next we will go to third one, functional isomerism. Functional isomerism. How to define functional isomerism? Compounds are having same molecular formula but differ in their functional groups. Right. Now, as far as our amines are concerned, amines are exhibiting a functional isomerism among them. Among them means where they are exhibiting among primary and secondary and tertiary amines. I'll repeat. Primary amines and secondary amines and tertiary amines, they will together shows functional isomerism. We will see its corresponding examples. See here, CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2. Of course, we'll count molecular formula 1, 2, 3, C3, 3, 5, 7, 9, H9, and one nitrogen, of course. Now, here our functional group is primary amine. And another example, CH3, CH2, NH, CH3. Whether molecular formula same or not, we'll check that. 1, 2, 3, C3, 3, 5, 6, 9, H9, nitrogen, nitrogen. And one more example, CH3, CH3, CH3. Again 1, 2, 3 carbons, 9 hydrogens as well as 1 nitrogen. These three are having the same molecular formula, no doubt. Then what is the difference? Difference is here NH2, that is a primary amine, it is functional group is primary amine. Here NH, functional group is secondary amine. Here just N only, functional group is tertiary amine. Means differ in their functional groups. Primary amine is different, secondary amine is different, tertiary amine is different. Of course, all are same amines only, but they are entirely different to each other. That's why these three compounds are having the same molecular formula, but they differ in their functional groups. That's why they have taken as examples of functional isomerism. Right. Next, fourth one, metamerism. Metamerism. Very simple. I'll give you metamerism example: CH3, CH2, NH, CH2, CH3, and CH3, NH, CH2, CH2, CH3. First we'll count whether both are having the same molecular formula or not. We'll just see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, C4, 3, 5, 7, 8, 11, 1 nitrogen, of course. Come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, C4. Hydrogens 3, 4, 6, 8, 11 hydrogens, and of course 1 nitrogen. Both are having the same molecular formula, no doubt. Then what is the difference? Then what is actually metamerism? Metamerism means, yeah, of course, it is a secondary amine only. It is also secondary amine. Functional group should be same. Condition number 1. Functional group should be same. Right. Then what is the difference? Means to this functional group, this side will have ethyl group, this side also will have ethyl group in the first structure. In the second structure, same functional group only, but one side will have methyl group, one side will have propyl group. Means differ in the alkyl group, surrounding to the functional group. That's it. Differ in the alkyl group, differ in the alkyl chain to the surrounding of functional group are called as metamers. Here it is a secondary amine, it is also secondary amine, but in this structure both are ethyl groups. But in this structure, one is methyl, one is propyl. Different alkyl groups are present. That's all. They are called as metamers, and the phenomenon is called metamerism. Like that, our amines are showing chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional isomerism, as well as metamerism. Then based on this phenomena, we have some in-text questions in our NCERT book. We'll just go through the questions. Questions are like this. First question: classify the following amines as primary, secondary, and tertiary. Is asking to identify which is primary, which is secondary, which is tertiary. I am giving the relative structures. It is question number 1. Now question number 2. CH3 taken twice it is. CH3 taken twice. Question number 2. Question number 3. C2H5 taken twice. CH and H2. And question number 4. C2H5 taken twice. NH. Right. Very simple. Which is primary, which is secondary, which is tertiary, we have to identify. We will go to first question. Don't see any other things. We will see only functional group. Here NH2 is there. Blindly we can tell it is a primary amine only. Why? Because nitrogen has connected to only one carbon atom. Absolutely primary amine, no doubt. That is only our answer. It is primary amine. Come here. Second question. Second question, if you see, we will have nitrogen. Only nitrogen is appearing here. No hydrogens at all. Or we will write in the detailed manner. That is a CH3 taken twice. This is CH3 taken twice. We will write like this. CH3, CH3 we will write. Both are same. Now which amine it is? Which amine it is? Directly we can tell it is a tertiary amine because nitrogen connected to 1, 2, 3 carbons. Tertiary amine it is. Next. Come here. C2H5 taken twice. CHNH2 again. NH2 is appearing. If NH2 is there, blindly we can tell it is a primary amine, no doubt. Come here. C2H5 taken twice. NH is there. NH. Or if you want, you can write this clear structure NH. This side will write one C2H5 group. This side also one C2H5 group. We can write. It is secondary amine. I'll repeat. It is a primary amine, tertiary amine. It is also primary amine. It is a secondary amine. Like that, by seeing the structure, we can easily tell whether it is a primary or secondary or tertiary amines. Right. Next, in NCERT book, one more question has given, which is based on isomerism. That's why I have explained isomerism phenomena. Now, question is like this. Write the structures of different isomeric amines corresponding to molecular formula C4H11N. This is one question in that, and in that second one, write IUPAC names of all the compounds or all the isomers, of course. In the third question, this is important. That is, what type of isomerism is exhibited by different pairs of amines. This is the question. Right. Now we'll see complete question. Write the structures of different isomeric amines corresponding to this molecular formula. Means, to this molecular formula, how many isomers are possible? It may primary or secondary or tertiary, whatever may be, all possibilities we have to write. That is first question. Second one, all IUPAC names we have to write. That we can write, no problem. And third one is important point, that is what type of isomerism is exhibited by different pairs of amines. We'll see. First we will do one thing. it's related all amines will write. There is a C4H11N molecular formula related all amines structures we will write now. Okay. CH3, CH2, 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 NH2. Molecular formula is tallied. Say it is A, one structure. Next, CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, NH2. It is B, another structure. Next, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, 1, 2, 3, 4, NH2. It is a C, of course, another structure. Next, CH3, 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 NH2. Right. Now all A, B, C, D all are having the same molecular formula, and of course same functional group, because here we will have NH2, 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 NH2. All are absolutely primary amines, no doubt. Next, then to this molecular formula, not only these four, sorry, of course it is a D. Not only these four structures, still some more examples, some more compounds will be tallied. That is, write like this: CH3, CH3, CH2, NH, CH2, CH3. It is E, of course. Next, CH3, CH2, N, CH3, CH3. It is EF. Next, CH3, NH, CH2, CH2, CH3, G, and one more compound I will write, that is CH3, NH, CH, CH3, CH3, right, it is H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Means to this molecular formula, we will have total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 structures are possible. 8 structures are possible. If you want to get check, then all are having the same molecular formula, no doubt. And of course, then A, B, C, D are primary amines. Then E is a secondary amine. It is a tertiary amine. It is again secondary amine. It is also secondary amine. It includes all types of amines, doesn't matter. Now we will write all corresponding IUPAC names. IUPAC names are very simple. Now here its name is 1, 2, 3, 4. Butane, butane, 1 amine. Because we will give a numbering like this. Butane 1 amine. Come here. 1, 2, 3. 2 methyl. 2 methyl. Propane, propane 1 amine. 2 methyl propane 1 amine is its IUPAC name. C compound. C will serve the longest chain. Longest chain will start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will write here its name. That is a butane, butane 2 amine. See here? Here are 1 amine, 2 amine. 1 amine, 2 amine. Right. Now here its name is 1, 2, 3. 2 methyl is a branch. 2 methyl, 2 methyl propane. Propane 2 amine. 2 methyl propane 2 amine. Now, and this compound IUPAC name will write. What is this IUPAC name? This side will have ethyl group, this side also will have ethyl group. So both the groups are same. Any one group will be considered as branch and other group is considered as parent chain. That's why its name is N-ethyl. Now we will take, this is our parent chain, suppose. N is a branch. N-ethyl, its IUPAC name is ethanamine. N-ethyl ethanamine. Come here, it's a tertiary amine. In case of tertiary amines, how to write its IUPAC name? That we have to recall again. Its IUPAC name, its common name and IUPAC name almost similar. And of course, anyhow we are writing IUPAC name, no doubt. N-gamma N dimethyl. N-gamma N dimethyl It is branch, it is also branch. Our parent chain is this one, ethanamine. Ethanamine. N-dimethyl ethanamine. What is its common name? N-dimethyl ethylamine. Right. This compound. Here it is a secondary amine, and the longest chain is considered as parent chain. It is a branch. N-methyl propane 1-amine, and because we'll give numbering like this 1, 2, 3. N-methyl propane 1-amine. Come here. It is also parent chain 1, 2, 3. N-methyl propane 2-amine. N-methyl propane 2-amine, because this is a parent chain, and in this it is the longest chain 1, 2, 3. That's it. Then question number 1 and 2 both we have completed. Now we'll enter into third question. What is the third question? And we have to identify pairs of isomers, chain isomers pairs, as well as the position isomers pairs, as well as metamerism pairs. Like that we'll identify here. That is chain isomers. Chain isomers. Parent chain should be different. In chain isomerism, parent chain only should be different. Okay, we'll see them. Here we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. That's why A as well as B. A, B 100% chain isomers, no doubt. Because here we'll have 3 carbons in the parent chain, we'll have here 4 carbons in the parent chain. That's why AB is one pair of chain isomers. AB is one pair of chain isomers. Okay, AB. Next, what about AC? AC is not a chain isomer. Why? Because here in the parent chain will have 4 carbons. Here also in the parent chain will have 4 carbon atoms. That's why A and C are not chain isomers. Chain isomers, parent chain should be different. That's why I write AB. After that I take AD. AD is another pair. Not completed. Next one is this one again. This compound and this compound also we can take chain isomers. Why? Because here we'll have total 4 carbons, here we'll have 3 carbons. That is a BC or CB, doesn't matter. CB and next CD. These are the chain isomers. Chain isomers identification we have completed. Then we'll go to position isomerism. Position isomerism. See here it is a butane 1-amine, butane 2-amine. They are 100% position isomers. A, C are position isomers. Come here. In this where position isomers are present, very simple. Here carbon. Here a functional group attached to carbon is 1. Here a functional group attached to carbon is 2. So repeat. Here it is 1. Here it is 2. That's why G and what is this? It is a H. GH also another set of position isomers. GH position isomers, because your second carbon is attached to functional group, your first carbon is attached to functional group. In remaining cases, all are first carbon only. Here it is first carbon, it is first carbon. Then here like that all are first carbon only. But here it is first carbon, it is the second carbon. That's why both are position isomers. Next we'll go to third one. That is metamerism. Metamers we have to identify. Then what are metamers? Very simple. Metamers here. Here to this functional group, one side will have methyl group, one side will have propyl group. One side will have methyl group, one side will have propyl group. Then here if you see this side also, it is a methyl group, it is also propyl group, means G and H are not called as metamers. I'll repeat. G and H are not metamers. Metamers means to the functional group, both the sides alkyl groups should be different. Therefore, here to this functional group, one side ethyl, one side ethyl. One side ethyl, one side ethyl. Here one side methyl, one side propyl. That's why I can take E and G, metamers. E, G is one pair. Because this side ethyl, this side ethyl. But here one is methyl, one is propyl, of course. Next, same E and what is this? H. E and H also another set of metamers. because one side ethyl, another side also ethyl. But here it is one side methyl, other side isopropyl. That's why E and there is a H is another set of metamers. I'll repeat. G and H are not metamers. Why? Because here we'll have methyl, here also we'll have methyl. Then no need to say the other groups, because both the sides to the functional group, both the alkyl groups should be different. Then only they will called as metamerism. I mean metamers. This is a question. To understand the question, I have explained isomerism phenomena. It is in-text question only. This question has given in the NCERT book. Please go through. Please try to understand all the structures. Okay? Right. Now we will enter into preparation of amines. Right. Preparation of amines. We will have many preparations for these amines. We will discuss the first preparation, that is from nitro compounds. From nitro compounds. Right. How nitro compounds will be converted as amines is question mark. Nitro compound is nothing but NO2 should convert it to NH2. NO2 should convert it to NH2. How it is possible means oxygen we have to remove, hydrogen we have to add. Addition of hydrogen is nothing but a reduction process. That's why from nitro compounds or reduction of nitro compounds also we can write. Reduction of nitro compounds. During the reduction only NO2 group will be converted as NH2. We'll see examples. Here as far as first preparation is concerned, we can take aliphatic nitro compounds or aromatic nitro compounds. Any nitro compounds during the reduction we will get corresponding amines. Aliphatic nitro compounds if you take, you will get aliphatic amines. Aromatic nitro compounds if you take, aromatic amines you will get. Okay, then we'll write our NCERT examples only directly. Then according to our NCERT book given like this. Nitrobenzene has given first preparation I am explaining here. Nitrobenzene is converted into aniline. How nitrobenzene is converted into aniline? Due to reduction. Reduction purpose, what reagents we are using? We'll use different reagents. Here in the first method we are using catalytic hydrogenation. Catalytic hydrogenation means hydrogen we are adding in the presence of either nickel or platinum or palladium metals. In the presence of course, ethanol solvent reduction is taking place. It is called as catalytic reduction. Addition of hydrogen in the presence of either nickel or platinum or palladium is called as catalytic reduction. In the presence of ethanol solvent, then NO2 will be converted as NH2. And of course, then it is not a balanced equation. According to NCERT only I am giving here. Okay, in the NCERT book there is no any byproducts. Okay, according to book I am giving here equations. And another example has given. Another example is like this. Same nitrobenzene is converted into aniline again. We will use another reducing agent. Reduction. Ultimate aim is reduction should take place. Reduction means it may be catalytic reduction or any other reducing agents. Here I am using metals. Reduction purpose I am using metal, that is SN, tin, in the presence of acid. It is one of the reducing agent only. Or iron metal in the presence of HCl. Any reducing agent we can use to convert NO2 into NH2. Okay, nitrobenzene will be converted as aniline. Then out of these two equations, then generally we will prefer this one. Why we are preferring this one means, here important point please try to understand, that is SN oblique HCl, Fe oblique HCl. Out of these two, then Fe oblique HCl reducing agent is preferable. Why it is preferable means when iron reacted with HCl, then you will get a ferrous chloride, and of course hydrogens, nascent hydrogens are releasing. Those nascent hydrogens will be utilized for the reduction purpose. Next, whatever the ferrous chloride is coming out, that ferrous chloride undergoing hydrolysis. Because of hydrolysis, we'll get ferrous hydroxide, and HCl is releasing. Means in this case, to start the process, to initiate the process, we have to take small amount of HCl initially. In the starting stage, HCl we have to take in a small amount. Once the process has started, HCl will be produced during the course of reaction. Again, no need to supply from external source. Initially, you have to supply. That's it. Once the reaction has started, HCl is producing automatically. That's why this reagent is preferable comparing with this one. Right. This is first preparation method of amines from nitro compounds by the reduction process. One is catalytic reduction. One is the reduction in the presence of metal and acid. SN/HCl and Fe/HCl. Right. Then still many preparations are there. Remaining preparations will be continued in our next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.